When I turned 85, I realized something simple. Staying healthy isn't just about doctors or pills. It starts in the morning, in the small things we choose to do. Today, I'll share 7 gentle morning rituals that keep me feeling better than many folks half my age. Let me start with something so simple you might overlook it, but it can change how your whole day feels. The very first thing I do each morning is sip a warm glass of water with a slice of lemon. Not cold, not flavored, just warm and clean. Here's why it matters more than you might think. As we get older, our bodies don't hold on to water the way they used to. Overnight, we lose fluid, through breathing, through our skin, even without realizing it. And when we wake up, our blood can be a little thicker, our digestion slower, and our energy lower. That's why many older adults feel foggy or heavy first thing in the morning. Some even get headaches or dizziness from mild dehydration. I've seen folks brush it off, saying it's just age, but in many cases, it's simply that their body is thirsty. Warm water helps the stomach wake up gently. No shock, no cramps, and the lemon adds a touch of acidity that supports digestion. It's a small act, but it tells your body, I'm here, I'm listening to you. And that makes all the difference. I've been working with older adults for over 30 years now, and I've seen what happens when hydration becomes a morning habit. I remember Walter, a 78-year-old retired train conductor from Des Moines. When we first talked, he said he had trouble eating breakfast and often felt lightheaded by mid-morning. His doctor ran tests, nothing serious, so I asked him what he drank in the morning. Just coffee, he said with a shrug. I suggested he try something different, a warm glass of water with a little lemon, first thing before the coffee. He chuckled, but said he'd give it a go. 2 weeks later, he called me up and said, I don't know what kind of magic that lemon water is, but I'm not skipping it anymore. Then there's Eleanor, 83, from Jacksonville, sharp as a tack, but struggled with bloating and constipation. Same advice, same gentle change. Now she swears by it. She even keeps a little thermos next to her bed so she doesn't forget. For them and for me, it's not about a big fix. It's about tuning in to what our bodies are asking for, in a way that's kind and doable. So here's what I suggest. Before you eat, before you open the paper or turn on the TV, drink 1 glass of warm water with a slice of lemon. Not ice water, not juice, just warm, quiet hydration. If your hands aren't steady in the morning, prepare it the night before and keep it in a small thermos by your bedside. That way, you don't even have to get up to start caring for yourself. It's a calm, comforting step that wakes up your system gently, supports digestion, and helps your day begin with intention. It may seem small, but small doesn't mean unimportant. Think of your body like a garden. It needs light, warmth, and just a little water to start blooming. By giving it that first sip of care, you're saying, you matter. And believe me, you do. Every new morning is a quiet promise, and this little ritual helps you keep it. Another small ritual that makes a big difference? Gentle stretching. Before getting out of bed. Not exercise, not yoga, just soft, slow movements while you're still under the covers. You'd be surprised how many aches and falls can be prevented with this simple morning step. As we age, our joints naturally become stiffer. The fluid that once helped our knees, hips, and shoulders glide smoothly becomes thinner. After a night of staying still, muscles can feel tight and cold. That first movement out of bed, reaching for a cane, stepping onto a cold floor, can be risky. I've seen many older adults who feel dizzy or unstable when standing, not because of illness, but because their bodies weren't gently eased into movement. There's also a psychological side to it. When your first motion in the morning is stiff or painful, your whole day feels heavier. But a few careful stretches, done before your feet even touch the floor, can warm up the body and bring a sense of calm readiness. I remember Virginia, 84, from Akron. She lived alone after her husband passed and was fiercely independent. One winter, she slipped getting out of bed, reaching too quickly for her walker. Nothing broke, thankfully, but it shook her confidence. We talked about adding just 5 minutes of in-bed stretching, nothing fancy. A few ankle rolls, gentle arm lifts, even wiggling her toes. It felt silly at first, she told me, but then I noticed I wasn't holding onto the walls as much. Then there's Calvin, 88, from Sacramento. Former mechanic, strong hands, but trouble with his back. He started doing a small morning routine, knee bends while lying down, slow shoulder circles. "It's like warming up the engine," he said with a grin. And it really is. Our bodies, like machines, need time to get going, especially with age. What I often suggest is this: before you sit up, take a few moments to gently move. Start by pointing and flexing your toes. Rotate your ankles and wrists. Lift your arms slowly over your head and stretch like you're waking from a nap, because you are. Bring one knee toward your chest and hold it for a few seconds. Then, switch sides, no rush, just soft movement. This gives your muscles a wake-up call and your circulation a gentle push. It also tells your mind, we're starting fresh. You don't have to work out to feel better. You just have to say hello to your body, kindly, slowly, with care. Imagine your joints like old wooden doors. A little movement each. Morning keeps them from creaking later, and you deserve a day that begins with steadiness, not strain. You're not rushing into the world. You're inviting it in, one quiet stretch at a time. One of the most powerful and most overlooked ways to start your morning is simply by breathing. I don't mean the automatic kind we all do without thinking. I mean sitting still for a few minutes, opening a window if you can, and taking slow, deep breaths. That's it. But the effect? It's real. As we get older, our lungs lose some elasticity. We don't take in as much air as we used to, and we tend to breathe more shallowly, especially when we're anxious or still sleepy. That shallow breathing means less oxygen reaches the brain, the muscles, the heart. It can make mornings feel foggy, unsteady, or emotionally flat. Many of my patients over 70 tell me they just don't feel awake until noon. And sometimes that's not about age, it's about oxygen. A few deep breaths can gently increase alertness, lower blood pressure, and even help with digestion. And when paired with the quiet of morning, it becomes more than a physical act. It becomes a grounding ritual. I'll never forget Louis, 86, from Tucson. He lived alone, kept his house tidy, but said his mornings felt hollow. I visited him once just after sunrise. He had the blinds drawn, the TV murmuring, and he looked tired. I opened the window just a crack and invited him to breathe with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We did that for about 2 minutes. He didn't say anything right away, but the next time I came by, he'd made it his own habit. "I open the window every morning now," he told me, "and I just breathe. It's like giving my brain a cup of coffee." And then there was Mary Beth, 90, from Portland, who'd been feeling panicky in the mornings, tight chest, racing thoughts. Before trying medication, we practiced 5 deep breaths at the window. It didn't fix everything, but she said it helped her feel back in her body again. So here's what you can try. After you've stretched and had your warm lemon water, go to a window. If the weather allows, open it just a little. Sit comfortably. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 2. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do this 5 to 10 times. No pressure, no goal, just you and your breath. Let the outside air meet you and let your body know it's time to rise. You don't need incense or meditation music to reconnect with yourself. You just need breath and presence. Think of it like opening a window in your mind. The stale air goes out, the fresh air comes in, and in that moment you remember, you're here, you're breathing, and this morning is yours. There's something deeply comforting about having a little plan for the day, just a few simple things written down in the morning. I'm not talking about long to-do lists or strict schedules. I mean soft structure, small intentions that give your day shape and meaning. As we age, one of the most common challenges I see is a quiet sense of drifting. Retired folks, widowed folks, people living alone, they wake up, have breakfast, and then time stretches out. And while rest is good, too much empty space can turn into loneliness, anxiety, even depression. The brain, like the body, wants to move forward, and having no sense of direction, even in little ways, can weigh on us. Without a small plan, we may lose track of time, skip meals, or forget joyful routines. What once felt like freedom begins to feel like being lost in your own home. That's why morning planning matters, not as pressure, but as a kind gesture to your future self. I remember Edna, 87, from Tallahassee. She told me she used to sit in her recliner all morning, staring at the same lamp. I thought I was resting, she said, but I was really just stuck. We started a tiny routine. Each morning after breakfast, she'd write down 3 things. 1 household task, like watering plants, 1 social thing, calling her niece, and 1 joy, watching her favorite baking show. Nothing big. But within a few weeks, she was humming again. It feels like I have a path, she told me. Then there's George, 91, in San Diego, a retired math teacher. He missed the structure of his classroom, so now every morning he sets an assignment for himself. Sometimes it's solving a crossword, sometimes baking cornbread. I need a purpose, he said, even if it's just flipping pancakes. What I often recommend is this: keep a small notepad or even a sticky note by your breakfast table. After you eat, write down 3 things: something useful, something social, and something joyful. It might be fold the laundry, text my grandson, and sit on the porch for 10 minutes, that's it. You don't have to finish them all. The point isn't productivity. It's presence. It's direction. It's dignity. A plan is like a gentle hand on your shoulder, guiding you through the hours. It doesn't need to be strict or perfect. It just needs to be yours. Think of it as planting small flags in your day, reminders that your time matters, and that even a quiet day can hold intention and beauty. You are not drifting. You are moving forward, and that makes all the difference. Let's talk about breakfast. Not just eating something, but eating something that truly helps your body feel steady, nourished, and ready for the day. I've seen time and time again how the right kind of breakfast changes everything, especially for folks in their 70s, 80s, and beyond. As we get older, our bodies handle sugar differently. What used to be a quick source of energy can now cause sudden spikes and crashes, leaving you shaky, tired, or moody before the morning's even halfway over. A sweet roll or just a cup of tea might feel comforting, but it doesn't hold you. And many older adults struggle with appetite. Loss in the morning, so they skip food altogether, which leads to low energy, dizziness, or over-snacking later. Your body needs protein and warmth, not just to feel full, but to help your muscles, your mind, and even your mood stay balanced throughout the day. Breakfast isn't just the first meal, it's your fuel station. And if you start with the right fuel, everything else runs smoother. I think of Richard, 85, from Omaha. He used to eat toast and jelly with coffee every morning, quick and easy. But by 10 a.m. he was crashing. I just felt like curling up and going back to bed, he told me. His daughter suggested adding a scrambled egg and a few spoonfuls of cottage cheese. He didn't love the idea, said it sounded like too much, but he tried it. After 2 weeks, he noticed he could finish his morning chores without feeling drained. Then there's Lillian, 90, from Spokane. She lives alone and didn't see the point of cooking for herself. It's just me, she said, but she began preparing oatmeal with a bit of almond butter and berries. Now she says breakfast feels like a gift, not a task. It's how I say good morning to myself, she smiled. What I usually suggest is this: start your day with something warm, soft, and rich in protein. Scrambled eggs, oatmeal with nuts, Greek yogurt with fruit, even a slice of turkey with whole grain. Toast, whatever feels manageable. Try to include something warm, something with protein and a little healthy fat. Avoid overly sugary cereals or just plain white bread. And if you don't feel like cooking every morning, prep the night before. A boiled egg and a piece of fruit go a long way. You deserve a breakfast that cares for you, not just fills your stomach. Think of it as a quiet handshake with your body. Good morning, I've got you. With warmth in your bowl and steadiness in your blood, your morning becomes not something to survive, but something to enjoy. And that is a powerful way to begin. One of the quietest but most powerful. Things you can do in the morning takes just 30 seconds. Look at yourself in the mirror and say something kind. It might sound unusual, even silly at first, but this small moment of self-connection can shift the entire tone of your day. As we grow older, it's easy to feel invisible to others, and sometimes even to ourselves. Wrinkles deepen, muscles soften, routines slow down. The mirror can start to feel like a stranger, or worse, something we avoid. Many older adults stop looking closely at themselves, and over time this quiet disconnection grows. They stop brushing their hair with care, stop choosing clothes they like, stop greeting themselves in the morning. And when you stop acknowledging your reflection, you may also stop seeing your value. But your face still tells your story, your eyes still hold your light. And starting the day by recognizing yourself with warmth, not critique, can gently reawaken that sense of dignity and presence that age never takes away. I remember Helen, 89, from Baltimore. She used to rush through the bathroom each morning, barely glancing in the mirror. When I asked her to try something different, to simply smile at herself and say, "Good morning, Helen," she looked at me like I was joking, but she agreed to try. A week later, she said it felt strange, like I was talking to someone I forgot I missed. Then there was Paul, 92, in St. Louis. After losing his wife, he felt like no one saw him anymore. He began shaving again, brushing his hair, and saying one kind thing to himself every morning. "I still got it," he'd wink. That little habit brought back a glimmer in his eyes. These aren't big, flashy changes. They're human moments, and they matter. So here's what you can do. Tomorrow morning, when you're brushing your teeth or washing your face, pause for a second. Look into your own eyes. Say something warm and honest. Maybe it's "good morning," maybe "you're doing okay," or even just your name with a gentle smile. Touch your cheek. Straighten your collar. Treat your reflection like someone worth showing up for. Because you are. You are not just the sum of your years or the lines on your face. You are a whole person, still here, still becoming. Your mirror is not your judge. It can be your witness, your friend, your reminder that you still belong to this day, to this world. And starting with kindness toward yourself makes it easier to meet the rest of the day with softness too. There's one last ritual I want to share, and it's all about stepping outside, even if just for a few minutes. Getting a bit of fresh air in the morning, whether it's a full walk or simply sitting by an open door, can completely change how the day feels in your body and your mind. As we age, many of us start spending more and more time indoors. The knees hurt, the weather isn't perfect, or it just feels like too much effort. Before long, the outside world starts to shrink, from a neighborhood to a porch to just a window. And while staying safe is important, so is staying connected. Natural light tells your body it's time to be alert. Fresh air improves circulation. Seeing the sky reminds your brain that time is moving, that you're still part of it. I've noticed in my work with older adults that even 5 minutes outside can lift mood, improve sleep, and reduce feelings of isolation. It doesn't take much, but it does take intention. Let me tell you about Tom, 90, from Kansas City. For a while he stopped going outside altogether. He said it didn't feel worth the effort. I asked him to try one small thing. Open the front door each morning and sit on the step with a mug of tea. No walking, no pressure, just breathing outdoors. Within days, his tone changed. "I forgot how good the air smells at 8 a.m., he told me. Then there's Clara, 87, in Denver. She bundled up every morning in her robe and sat on her balcony with a little blanket. "It's just me and the birds," she smiled. That quiet ritual helped her feel connected, grounded, alive. These aren't just feel-good stories. This is real health support, emotional and physical, and it's right outside your door. So here's a gentle idea. As part of your morning routine, step outside. Even if it's only for 3 minutes, sit by the window with it open. Stand on the porch or walk to the mailbox and back. Let your face feel the air. Look at the trees, the clouds, the morning light. You don't have to do anything, just be there. Think of the outside world like an old friend. Maybe you haven't talked in a while, but it's still glad to see you. You are not meant to live only in corners and quiet rooms. The sky is still yours. The breeze still remembers you. And every time you step out and say hello, it says hello right back. Which ritual spoke to you most? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if this brought you comfort, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. You are not alone, you are stronger than you think. And life is still reaching out, one gentle morning at a time.